What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. This video I want to show you some examples regarding division of polynomials. How to divide one polynomial to another polynomial. So the first example I have is x squared plus 4 divided by x plus 1. So I can write it like x squared plus 4 divided by x plus 1. So I start with the largest exponent here, divided by the largest exponent here. X squared divided by x is gonna be x, and I write it here. Then I multiply this by this expression here. X times x, x squared. X times 1, x. Then I subtract it. X squared minus x squared is gonna be 0. 4 minus x is gonna be like that. Now we do another cycle. The largest exponent is negative x. Divided by x is going to be negative 1. Then we multiply it again. Negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times 1, negative 1. Then we subtract it again. Negative x minus negative x cancel out. And you have 4 minus negative 1, which will be 5. So this part is called remainder. This part is called dividend divided by divisor, and this part is called quotient. So we have x squared plus 4 divided by x plus 1. That's going to be equal to x minus 1, which is the quotient, plus remainder divided by divisor. That's how we report it. So dividend divided by divisor is going to be equal to x minus 1, which is the quotient, plus remainder over divisor. Let's see another example. We have 6x squared plus 6x plus 3 divided by 3x minus 1. So in this case, dividend is 6x squared plus 6x plus 3 divided by 3x minus 1. 6x squared divided by 3x is going to be 2x. Then 2x times 3x is going to be 6x squared. 2x times negative 1 is going to be negative 2x. Then you subtract it. 6x squared minus 6x squared is going to be 0. They cancel out. 6x minus negative 2x is going to be 8x plus 3. Then we start the next round. 8x plus 3 divided by 3x minus 1. 8x divided by 3x is going to be 8 over 3. So that's going to be 8 over 3 times 3x. That's going to be 8x. Then 8 over 3 times negative 1 is going to be negative 8 over 3. Then you need to subtract it again. 3 minus negative 8 over 3 is going to be 3 plus 8 over 3. Which will be 9 plus 8 over 3, or 17 over 3. So the remainder is 17 over 3. So 6x squared plus 6x plus 3 divided by 3x minus 1 equals to 2x plus 8 over 3 plus 17 over 3 divided by 3x minus 1. That's the final answer. Let's see another example. M squared plus 14m plus 31 divided by m plus 10. So it's going to be m squared plus 14m plus 31 divided by m plus 10. M squared divided by m is going to be m. m times m, m squared, m times 10, 10m. Then you subtract it. M squared and m squared cancel out. 14m minus 10m is going to be 4m plus 31. Then 4m divided by m is going to be 4. Then you multiply it. 4 times m, 4m. 4 times 10, 40. Then you subtract these two expressions. 4m minus 4m, they cancel out. 31 minus 40 is going to be negative 9. So it's going to be m squared plus 14m plus 31 divided by m plus 10. That will be m plus 4 minus 9 over m plus 10. So the quotient is m plus 4 and the remainder is negative 9. So I can separate it like that. Next example. X squared plus 2x minus 36 divided by x minus 5. So that's going to be x squared plus 2x minus 36 divided by x minus 5. So x squared divided by x is going to be x. X times x is going to be x squared. X times negative 5 is going to be negative 5x. And then you subtract it. These two cancel out. 2x minus negative 5x is going to be 7x minus 36. 7x divided by x is going to be 7. So 7 times x, 7x. 7 times negative 5 is going to be negative 35. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 36 minus negative 35 is going to be negative 1. So the remainder is negative 1. So I would say x squared plus 2x minus 36 divided by x minus 5 would be x plus 7 minus 1 over x minus 5. Dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. Next example. X squared plus x minus 79 divided by x plus 9. So x squared plus x minus 79 divided by x plus 9. So x squared divided by x is going to be x. X times x, x squared. X times 9, 9x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. X minus 9x is going to be negative 8x minus 79. Then the largest term is negative 8x divided by x is going to be negative 8. Then negative 8 times x is going to be negative 8x. Negative 8 times positive 9 is going to be negative 72. Then when you subtract it, these two cancel out. And you have negative 79 minus negative 72. So it's going to be negative 79 plus 72, which is negative 7. So you can write it as x squared plus x minus 79 divided by x plus 9. That will be x minus 8 minus 7 over x plus 9. Next example. X squared plus 7x plus 7 divided by x plus 4. So that will be x squared plus 7x plus 7 divided by x plus 4. X squared divided by x, x times x, x squared, x times 4, 4x. So when you subtract it, they cancel out. 7x minus 4x is going to be 3x plus 7. Now for the next round, 3x plus 7 divided by x is going to be 3. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times 4, 12. When you subtract it, 3x and 3x cancel out. 7 minus 12 is going to be negative 5. So you have x squared plus 7x plus 7 divided by x plus 4. That will be x plus 3 minus 5 over x plus 4. That's the final answer. Dividend divided by divisor is going to be quotient plus remainder. Next example. We have x squared minus 4x plus 11 divided by x minus 3. So it's going to be x squared minus 4x plus 11 divided by x minus 3. So x squared divided by x is going to be x. X times x, x squared. X times negative 3, negative 3x. Then when you subtract it, x squared and x squared cancel out. Negative 4x minus negative 3x, that's going to be negative x plus 11. Negative x divided by x is going to be negative 1. So negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is going to be positive 3. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. And you have 11 minus 3, which is 8. So we have x squared minus 4x plus 11 divided by x minus 3 equals to x minus 1 plus 8 divided by x minus 3. Next example. X squared plus 3x minus 44 divided by x minus 6. So x squared plus 3x minus 44 divided by x minus 6. So x squared divided by x is going to be x. X times x, x squared. X times negative 6 is going to be negative 6x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 3x minus negative 6x is going to be 9x. Bring this one down. You need to always have the same number of terms as in here. That's why you need to bring this down. If you had 3 terms here, you need to have 3 terms in here. So you needed to bring 2 terms down. 9x divided by x is going to be 9. So 9 times x, 9x. 9 times negative 6 is going to be negative 54. Now you subtract it. 9x minus 9x is going to be 0. Negative 44 minus negative 54 is going to be plus 10. So that's going to be x squared plus 3x minus 44 divided by x minus 6 equals to x plus 9 plus 10 divided by x minus 6. Next example, x cubed minus 12x squared plus 32x minus 15 divided by x minus 3. So write it here. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times negative 3 is going to be negative 3x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 12x squared minus negative 3x squared, that's going to be positive 3, and negative 12 is going to be negative 9x squared. You need to bring only one term down. So that's going to be 32x. So negative 9x squared divided by x is going to be negative 9x. Negative 9x times x, negative 9x squared. Negative 9x times negative 3 is going to be 27x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 32x minus 27x is going to be 5x. Then you do one more round because you have this term remaining. Negative 15, you bring it down. 5x divided by x is going to be 5. So 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 3 is going to be negative 15. When you subtract it, they cancel out and remainder is 0. So we're going to say x cubed minus 12x squared plus 32x minus 15 divided by x minus 3, that's going to be x squared minus 9x plus 5. There is no remainder. Next example. X cubed plus 13x squared plus 42x plus 54 divided by x plus 9. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times 9, 9x squared. Then you subtract it. X cubed and x cubed cancel out. 13x squared minus 9x squared is going to be 4x squared. Then you need to bring one term down, 42x. 4x squared divided by x is going to be 4x. 4x times x is going to be 4x squared. 4x times 9 is going to be 36x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. And 42x minus 36x is going to be 6x. And then you need to bring the next term down, 54. 6x divided by 9 is going to be, 6x divided by x is going to be 6. 6 times x, 6x. 6 times 9, 54. When you subtract it, the remainder is going to be 0. So I'm going to say x cubed plus 13x squared plus 42x plus 54 divided by x plus 9 is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 6. And no remainder. It means that that's divisible on x plus 9. Next example. 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus 11x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. So 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus 11x plus 3. That's going to be x plus 3. 3x cubed divided by x is going to be 3x squared. 3x squared divided by x is going to be 3x squared times x is going to be 3x cubed. 3x squared times 3 is going to be 9x squared. Then you subtract it. These two cancel out. 5x squared minus 9x squared is going to be negative 4x squared. We bring another term down because we have two terms. We need to have two terms in here all the time. So negative 4x squared divided by x is going to be negative 4x. Negative 4x times x, negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times 3 is going to be negative 12x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out and you have negative 11x minus negative 12x. That's going to be just x. Then you bring the next term down, plus 3. X divided by x is going to be 1. 1 times x, x. 1 times 3 is going to be 3. When you subtract it, it's going to be 0. So remainder is 0. And you can say 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus 11x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. That's going to be 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And no remainder. Next example. Negative 9x cubed plus 86x squared minus 46x plus 9 divided by x minus 9. Negative 9x cubed divided by x is going to be negative 9x squared. When you multiply, it's going to be negative 9x cubed. That's going to be 81x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 86x squared minus 81x squared is going to be 5x squared. You bring next one down, negative 46x. Then what you need to do, you need to divide this by this. 5x squared divided by x is going to be 5x. 5x times x, 5x squared. 5x times negative 9 is going to be negative 45x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 46x minus negative 45x is going to be negative x. Then you bring the last number down, plus 9. Negative x divided by x is going to be negative 1. Negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times negative 9 is going to be plus 9. When you subtract it, that's going to be 9. Next example. N cubed plus 8n squared divided by n plus 8. So we have n cubed plus 8n squared. We have n plus 8. N cubed divided by n is going to be n squared. N squared times n is going to be n cubed. N squared times 8 is going to be n8 n squared. When you subtract it, it's going to be 0. So you're going to say n cubed plus 8n squared divided by n plus 8 is going to be n squared, and there is no remainder. Let's see the next example. X cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x minus 9 divided by x minus 1. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x cubed. X squared times negative 1, negative x squared. Subtracted, these two cancel out. 3x squared minus negative x squared is going to be 4x squared plus 5x. 4x squared divided by x is going to be 4x. 4x times x, 4x squared. 4x times negative 1, negative 4x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 5x minus negative 4x is going to be 9x. Bring next one down. 9x divided by x is going to be 9. 9 times x is 9x minus 9. That's going to be 0. So again, the remainder is 0. So x cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x minus 9 divided by x minus 1 is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 9. That's going to be the answer. Next example. So now this one, x cubed plus x squared minus 39x plus 21 divided by x plus 7. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times 7 is going to be 7x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. X squared minus 7x squared is going to be negative 6x squared. Negative 39x. Then you have negative 6x squared divided by x is going to be negative 6x. Negative 6x times x is going to be negative 6x squared. Negative 6x times 7 is going to be negative 42x. Then you subtract it. These two subtracted cancel out. Negative 39x minus negative 42x. That's going to be 42x minus 39x is going to be 3x. Then you bring the last number down, because again you need to have always the same number of terms as in divisor. So 3x divided by x is going to be 3. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times 7, 21. So 3x plus 21 minus 3x plus 21 is going to be 0. So x cubed plus x squared minus 39x plus 21 divided by x plus 7. That's going to be x squared minus 7x plus 3. Next example. X to the power of 4 plus 3x cubed minus 11x squared minus 9x minus 20 divided by x plus 5. X to the power of 4 divided by x is going to be x cubed. X cubed times x, x to the power of 4. X cubed times 5 is going to be 5x cubed. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 3x cubed minus 5x cubed is going to be negative 2x cubed. You bring the next term down because you need to have two terms. Negative 2x cubed divided by x is going to be negative 2x squared. Negative 2x squared times x, negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x squared times 5 is going to be negative 10x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 11x squared minus negative 10x squared is going to be negative x squared. Then you bring the next number down, which is negative 9x. Negative x squared divided by x is going to be negative x. multiply that, it's going to be negative x squared. Negative x, then it's going to be negative 5x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 9x minus negative 5x is going to be negative 4x minus 20. Negative 4x divided by x is going to be negative 4. Negative 4 times x, negative 4x. Negative 4 times 5, negative 20. When you subtract it, it's going to be 0. So we have this division is going to be equal to x cubed minus 2x squared minus x minus 4. Next example. 7x cubed plus 12x squared minus 10x minus 12 divided by x plus 2. 7x cubed divided by x is going to be 7x squared. 7x squared times x, 7x cubed. 7x squared times 2 is going to be 14x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 12x squared minus 14x squared is going to be negative 2x squared. You bring the next number down, negative 10x. Negative 2x squared divided by x is going to be negative 2x. Negative 2x times x, negative 2x squared. Negative 2x times 2, negative 4x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 10x minus negative 4x is going to be negative 6x. Bring the next one down, negative 12. Negative 6x divided by x is going to be negative 6. Negative 6 times x is going to be negative 6x. Negative 6 times 2 is going to be negative 12. When you subtract it, it's going to be 0. That's it. The remainder is 0 as well. So the answer to this question is going to be 7x squared minus 2x minus 6. Next example. X cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 16 divided by x plus 1. So x cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 16 divided by x plus 1. X cubed divided by x, x squared. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times 1, x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 6x squared minus x squared, 5x squared plus 11x. 5x squared divided by x is going to be 5x. 5x times x, 5x squared. 5x times 1 is going to be 5x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 11x minus 5x is going to be 6x. You bring the next term down because you need to have the same number of terms as in here. So since we have two terms in divisor, we need to have two terms in here. So 6x divided by x is going to be 6. 6 times x, 6x. 6 times 1, 6. When you subtract it, 6x minus 6x is 0. 16 minus 6 is going to be 10. So 10 is the remainder. Then is the remainder to this question. Next example is x cubed minus 11x squared plus 31x minus 17 divided by x minus 3. So x cubed minus divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times negative 3, negative 3x squared. Cancel out. Negative 11x squared minus negative 3x squared is going to be positive 3. Negative 11 is going to be negative 8x squared plus 31x. Negative 8x squared divided by x is going to be negative 8x. Negative 8x times x is going to be negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times 3 is going to be 24x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 31x minus 24x is going to be 7x. Then you bring the next number down, next term, negative 17. 7x divided by x is going to be 7. 7 times x is going to be 7x. 7 times negative 3 is going to be negative 21. So 7x minus 7x is going to be 0. Negative 17 minus negative 21 is going to be positive 4. So positive 4 is the remainder. Example is x cubed plus 2x squared plus x minus 13 divided by x minus 2. So x cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x is going to be x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is going to be negative 2x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. And 2x squared minus negative 2x squared is going to be 4x squared. And you bring the next number down in order to have two terms. 4x squared divided by x is going to be 4x. Then 4x times x is going to be 4x squared. 4x times negative 2 is going to be negative 8x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. And we have x minus negative 8x. That's going to be 9x. And you bring the next term down, negative 13. 9x divided by x is going to be 9. 9 times x, 9x. 9 times negative 2, negative 18. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 13 minus negative 18 is going to be 5. So 5 is the remainder. Next example. Next example is x cubed minus 2x squared minus 32x minus 17 divided by x minus 7. So we have x cubed minus 2x squared minus 32x minus 17 divided by x minus 7. So x cubed divided by x squared. X squared times x cubed. X squared times negative 7, negative 7x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 2x squared minus negative 7x squared is going to be 5x squared. Negative 32x. 5x squared divided by x is going to be 5x. 5x times x is going to be 5x squared. 5x times negative 7 is going to be negative 35x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 32x minus negative 35x is going to be 3x. Then you bring the next number down, negative 17. 3x divided by x is going to be 3. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times negative 7, negative 21. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. And we have 4 as the remainder. Next example. We have x cubed minus 4x squared minus 41x plus 24 divided by x plus 5. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x cubed. X squared times 5, 5x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out, and we have negative 4, negative 5, negative 9x squared minus 41x. Negative 9x squared divided by x is going to be negative 9x. Negative 9x times x is going to be negative 9x squared. Negative 9x times 5 is going to be negative 45x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 41x minus negative 45x. That's going to be 4x plus 24. 4x divided by x is going to be 4. 4 times x is going to be 4x. 4 times 5 is going to be 20. 24 minus 20 is going to be 4. That's the remainder. X cubed plus 11x squared plus 7x minus 37 divided by x plus 10. So we have x cubed plus 11x squared plus 7x minus 37 divided by x plus 10. So x cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. X squared times x cubed. X squared times 10, 10x squared. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. We have x squared, 7x. X squared divided by x is going to be x. X times x squared. X times 10, 10x. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. 7x minus 10x is going to be negative 3x. You bring the next term down, negative 37. Negative 3x times x divided by x is going to be negative 3. Negative 3 times x is going to be negative. Negative 3 times 10 is going to be negative 30. When you subtract it, these two cancel out. Negative 37 minus negative 30 is going to be negative 7. So the remainder, this example is negative 7, and we can report it like x cubed plus 11x squared plus 7x minus 37 divided by x plus 10 equals to x squared plus x minus 3. That's the quotient minus 7 divided by x plus 10. That's how you report the division of polynomials. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question, and please don't forget to subscribe this channel. You're gonna have access to many videos regarding math, chemistry, and physics. Thank you for watching and have a great day.